What if listening to our gut actually meant putting an ear to our stomach and trying to hear what it's saying?
Man, yours is making a bunch of gurgly noises. Wait, I think it's saying that you have to take a shit.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. So get ready, because here we
Go!
This episode is filmed in front of a studio audience, and it's brought to you by Aguila's Hidaway.
The Lighthouse, keep up!
What up, y'all, and welcome back to the Dumb Podcast. I am Don Dario.
And I'm Kev The Allstar.
Today on the Ha Ha Hack, we're going to be talking about adding funny stories to our sets. And what are we going to be talking about for the weekly topic, Kev?
Yo, Don, for this week's weekly topic, and to y'all watching, we are going to be listening to our gut and when to trust it.
Yep. And as always, we end it with a little jiggity joke session. So kick back, chillax, and enjoy. Today, we welcome another hilarious fellow comic. Help me give it up for the Meaty Stallion, a.k.a. comedian Adam Hatlock.
Yeah! Meat man himself.
Yeah, Adam, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you,
We're
man.
excited to have you. How are you?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.
Awesome.
Excited to be here. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Hell yeah, dude. This segment we're about to start right now is called the Ha Ha Hack. And this is where we share all of our experiences of doing stand-up comedy while we're all in the trenches together.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know, because like while we're in the trenches, you know, we might not be professionals just yet, but of course we got something of value to offer. So we just try to kick it like that.
Yep, share with everybody, man. Today we're going to be talking about adding funny stories to our sets. And I had the pleasure of working with Adam recently where he was hosting. And I got to say, man, I was a little bit nervous going up after you because Adam is a storyteller. And his set is a little meaty. It's like the Meaty Stallion. So he did like a pretty good amount of time before, you know, I went up and I was like, oh my God, I was shitting my pants, dude. Because his stuff is so good, you know. And so that's why I wanted to have you on today to kind of talk about adding stories to our sets. And, you know, with starting stand-up, with everything, you're always thinking about where do I start, right?
Right.
Like, can you give us any kind of like tips or anything about how to start or where did you start?
So I barely started like right before quarantine, man. Always wanted to do stand-up. Never had like the balls to kind of like, you know, try to go ahead and do it. But I ended up moving like right next to this bar called JJ's over there on 95th and Camelback.
Yeah.
Shout out JJ's.
Yeah,
bro. So we went there and they had an open mic and I just sat there and I was like, all right, I'm going to go check it out. And I sat there and like there's a lot of good local comedians, but you know, at an open mic sometimes you're going to run across some pretty bad acts.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what I recommend anybody. Like if you're looking to get into comedy, go to open mic. Right. Watch somebody bomb because immediately, if you're funny, you're going to be like, dude, I could do better than that.
Yeah.
Right.
So the following week, I entered the competition, started telling stories, went over my time, bombed altogether, but just kept on grinding on it for a whole week. At the time, I was jobless, so had the time, a lot of mirror hours in my bathroom, just sitting there holding a comb and shit. So, you know, but yeah, I went back the next week, did all right. But by the third week, I won first place at that competition.
Dude, good job.
Yeah, hold the applause because the next week I got too confident and I bombed.
Right?
But then I got back on track. I started winning first place again, which was cool because JJ's, again, shout out to JJ's. They used to give us money, man. If you won first place, $150 on the night.
I remember that.
So yeah, that was paying for my bar tab over there.
Yeah. I bombed there at JJ's too one time. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I went up there and it was just not.
That's my
Damn,
people,
I
though.
feel like I'm missing something. I haven't.
Oh, bro, you gotta
not
go.
familiar.
You
Yeah.
gotta go. It's West Side people, so like,
Yep.
if you know, if
Yeah,
you
they'll
if
let
you have
know.
that kind of
They'll let you
material,
know.
oh
Right,
yeah,
right. Yeah, I love story. That's how I get down. You know, life experience, storytelling. You know, just take the ride with me, and then you'll have the punch at the end. Just stay with me.
yeah.
Just stay with me.
I've never been good at like just doing like quick little popsicle stick
Right.
kind of jokes. You
Like
know,
throat punches, just
Yeah, yeah,
pop,
yeah.
pop, pop.
So like when I first tried it, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna tell this story that makes everybody laugh every time I tell it. Like,
Yep.
I always show up to parties and they're like, hey. Tell that story. Tell that one story that you
Nice.
told me. Make sure Billy hears it. And it's like,
what's up.
man, I ain't got time, but check it out, Billy.
Billy sitting in the front row on
Yeah,
the left.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Adam, with all that being said, so what made you start? Like, why'd you?
I've always wanted to do it, and when I finally did it, man, I fell in love. As soon as I was able to, after I got over the bombing, like I expected the bombing. Everyone told me you're gonna bomb your first time, but afterwards, when I started winning, and where even the second time when I started getting laughs, I was like, man, I want to do this and only this now. Like this is dope.
That's dope.
Like this is what I've always done. This is what I always tried to do in school the whole time growing up. I wasn't always the class clown because my mom's Mexican. She'll beat my ass if I bring
Yeah.
home one of those slips. But yeah, I would try to like put in those little slick Rick jokes, every now and again. But yeah, man, it was dope.
Nice. How long have you been doing stand up?
If you don't count quarantine time, a little over a year and a half.
Dang, really?
Because I mean, you figure when they shut down the bars and stuff, and that's right when I started getting booked for like bigger stages.
Yeah.
So that kind of put a pause on it for a good, I don't know, 6 months.
Yeah.
So would you say so you took a straight pause? You didn't do any Zooms or?
No.
No stage.
That's
nothing.
because like I said, I feed off the laughs. I like seeing people laugh, and
Right.
on the Zoom. First off, there's a delay because I got bad internet.
Big
You know what I mean?
Glitchy.
Yeah.
Got Boost Mobile internet.
Yeah, I'm all glitching through just.
He got dial up, bro.
Yeah.
He on the west
For
side.
reals, man. Yeah, for reals.
Yeah,
That's
those
what's
were
up, though.
hard, man. Those
They
are
are
definitely hard, dude. So adding stories to your set, like, do you keep it general? Do you go like just all over the place? Is it just like specific to you? How do you add these stories to your set? I want to know right now because I'm at that part where I need to start adding some meat.
Right.
I need to get it meaty. So now I know that I can get laughs here, laughs there, but now I need to add time, and I need to now I can add stories because I need to make more time.
Definitely.
So like, do you keep it general? Do you go specific for yourself? Like, do you just find funny stories? Like,
Oh, these are all life events of mine, shit that I've experienced. And usually is what I'll do is I'll record myself, right? I'll record myself and I'll tell the story with as much detail, everything that's needed in the story. If I were just going to tell it to like my mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'll listen back to it, and I try to get a laugh every 22 seconds. Right, I try to go anywhere from 18 to 22 seconds. Right, so when I'm listening back and I start hearing those long periods without like where I know there's a joke, it's like, all right, what do I have to trim out of there?
Right.
How can I make this? First off, you got to find out what's funny about the story.
Right.
And sometimes it's rough because like, the way as comics we're supposed to work is the last thing in the joke is the punchline, right? Well, sometimes your stories, the funniest part's like right in the middle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So you just have to figure out how to trim it, how to sum it up if the end's not funny. But yeah, man, it's just all about trying to condense it, making sure you're getting the laughs every 18 to 22 seconds. As long as you do that, you're golden. If you start seeing spaces that you can't fill that in, that's where you start ad-libbing.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be funny if this happened?
Ah.
That's where you start,
On the fly.
you get the hyperboles going and shit,
Nice,
And,
nice.
yeah.
So how do you connect all the stories together? Do you just like find a story, add the funny parts, and then how do you mesh them together? Like, do you just like switch, or do you like?
Are you talking
try
about
to-
from like story to story?
Yeah, yeah. How do
So-
you segue
Bridge.
into
How
it?
do you say
Yeah,
that?
so the segue is usually just I kind of stay on the same subject, or I'll relate it to another subject. Like when I talk about for instance, like I got a job with very reputable company. My title is ridiculous. It's a special account client support specialist.
Oh.
Sounds like a fucking jockstrap to me,
Fancy.
right? Yeah, it's a really douchey way of just saying I work in a call center.
There you
You know what I mean? So that's the bit right there.
There you go,
But
there
then
you
I
go.
can go into, I have working for a company like that. Having HR kind of sucks because, I have to meet with them all the time. Like, I just had a meeting with them telling me, hey man, you can't give your office colleagues nicknames anymore. Oh shit! Actually, let's take that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one of my jokes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's funny because I actually added a joke of mine that I gave to you that has to do with meetings because we were talking about it the other day and I was like, oh shit, look at this. That's
Yeah.
gonna fit perfect in there, dude.
So hearing this real quick, I want to ask Adam, do you do like previous, like your upbringing, or just current day, like at age stuff, or a little bit of it all? Just
Everything.
true story.
Everything
From your life?
depends on the crowd. And like, what's cool about I'm an interracial baby, right? I know I look like the dude from Toy Story, the one that stole Woody.
We got different mixes in the house,
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
We got different mixes in the house.
Yeah, I look a little miscellaneous, but yeah, I'm half like super white, like my dad's Mormon. You know what I mean? Like white.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
well,
then you got my mom that's like the strict Mexican Catholic. I know when I see a chancla raised, I'm flinching and
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
I know what
yeah.
ass whoopings feel
Love
like.
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I can relate to the room. It's like, all right, we got a bunch of white people in here.
Right.
Well, usually old people or white people. I'm like, all right, I can
Yeah,
tell
you can
this
go
story.
that route.
It's relatable.
I feel
And
you.
then like when I opened up for Jeff Garcia, you could imagine what his crowd looks like. I was able to tell him.
Black people? A lot of blacks in that crowd. right?
that was just
They were
last week?
Dominicans.
Yeah, it was just the last Saturday, man.
Last Saturday.
Ruben-
Open
yeah.
for them?
Yeah,
How was that, man?
It was dope.
That's
it was
huge,
dope. It was this
was
whole, this
here,
whole
wasn't
place was
it?
packed. Yeah.
Oh, it was right here?
Yeah,
It was
this
in
whole
here.
place was packed.
And where are we?
We are at Aguila's Hidaway
little
Lighthouse.
Shout out,
Yeah.
shout out quick.
Smooth with
Buns.
it.
Oh, wait, that's an eagle chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are pecs, not
Those are pecs,
Not ass
cheeks.
Not ass cheeks.
Yeah.
They could be though.
They could be.
Yeah,
But then I'd
I
be
see you
clapping
both
them.
licking your lips when you look at
I
it.
did.
I'd be-
It was
I'd be
like,
clapping them.
Nice
Don't mind.
ass
Don't mind
cheeks.
this guy over here. We're just filming, making our next video.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. That's funny, dude. Well, you were just talking about how you add your stories, how you started your stories, and feeling confident when you first started. You do really good, and then you go back, and then you just kind of go with it. That kind of leads us into our topic of the day, which is listening to our gut. And how to trust it. Yeah. And yeah, the farts too, I guess. It's a part of your body talking to you. Just listen to those as well, man. How many times do we say, like, man, I should have done that, And it's always the same thing, I should have because I could have. But, like, you don't. And it's like, just getting tired of that, It's like, it's destructive to not have belief in yourself, like how are other people gonna believe in you if you don't even believe in yourself, right? I wanted to talk about this the other day because it's we have to trust our intuition sometimes, and it's how we stay true to ourselves. And the other day I was telling you, Adam, on Tuesday about this karaoke night where this guy comes in, he doesn't know any of the words, and he's just sitting there and through the whole song. And as comedians,
Was that Lil Uzi
remember?
or
Lil
Uzi Vert, whatever his name is?
Lil Uzi
You ever
Vert?
heard his song?
Little bit woozy.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been fine if it was that. No, he was trying to sing
Shout out
Tracy
Lil Uzi.
Chapman, which is an awesome blues singer. You know what I mean? He did not know any of the
That's
words.
bad.
And
That's bad.
as comedians, when energy is being sucked out of the room, we just start. We want to leave. We want to get out. We don't want to be anywhere close to that, like, because it reminds us of us being there. So I started walking away, and then I realized I wanted to do my comedy set that night, and I realized that after him singing would be a perfect time to kind of cleanse the palate. Now is a good time to go do your set. So I went and told Jesse Ever, who runs the karaoke,
Right.
and I didn't tell him I wanted to go up right now, right? I just said it would be a good time. Well, he let some other guy sing after this guy, and the guy killed it. He did some, what I say, James Brown. He did some James Brown,
What?
killed it, and then I had to go up after that. So that's why I want to talk about, because I didn't listen to my gut. I didn't tell Jesse, like, I want to go up now. You know, it's a perfect time.
Yeah.
But I mentioned that to him, but I didn't say I want to do it now. And that's why I want to talk about this, because, you know, it kind of, it makes me feel like shit sometimes, you know? Just trust in yourself. Have you guys ever been in any situation like that where you're like, man, I
Yeah.
should have done that?
All the time, man. All the time.
That's part of life. You know, that's like you say, your intuition. That's our soul. That's legit, like our soul telling us.
Yeah.
But we still, well, you know, I'll go this route instead. You know.
Yeah.
So, no,
Yeah.
It's bad juju.
Have you ever had a moment, maybe on stage or anything, where like, man, I should have said this or I should have done that?
Oh yeah, dude, all the time. There'll be times where like I've already gone into another joke and I'm like, I missed this,
Yep.
I missed that,
Yep.
and then I'm like in my head while I'm telling another joke, like, how am I gonna get back to this?
Right.
Am I gonna end with the callback right now? I think I'm gonna end with the
gonna bring
callback
it
right
back.
now. Yeah. I'm gonna do this part. I timed the damn set. We're doing it.
You know, the
Right.
funny part about that is that no one knows what the fuck we're going to say because it's not a script, it's not a movie. Most people have not read our jokes.
Right.
And yet, but as you're speaking, that joke is still in your head going,
Mm-hmm.
hey, dumbass, you forgot to say
Yeah.
your line. Like they all know your routine, but they
Yeah,
don't.
they
Right.
don't.
You know what I mean? But that's the joy, but that's also the pain
Yeah.
that we as stand-ups
Yeah.
feel.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And pain's a good word, man, because, you know, in trying to understand what your gut feeling is, like, let's say somebody doesn't know. A lot of kids nowadays aren't going to know what is listening to your gut. What is that? Like, they're not
Yeah.
going to think about this kind of stuff. But it is a feeling of uneasy, you know, with something or someone. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that anxiety feeling. It's like in your stomach, you know?
Yeah.
And they say, you know, where does it come from? I mean, anxiety, usually you feel it right in your stomach, but it technically starts in your brain.
Right.
You know, so you do have control over that. And, you know, when are you supposed to trust your gut? When are you supposed to listen to your gut? They say when you're trying to get in touch with your intuition, you know, you're trying to get in touch with your needs. And also when you just lack evidence, when you lack data, you lack, you know, all the information, sometimes it's just good to go with your gut, you know? They say we get better with everything, right? With time and practice, right? But with doing this, we actually get to hone into our intuition and we have to get in tune with our emotions and feel those body cues. I mean, I know we're laughing, but a fart is a body cue, man. You know what I mean? Listen to that shit. If you got a fart and you're nervous, then that should tell you something, you know? Have you ever guys had an experience where it was like, man, I know I shouldn't be doing this. I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna fucking do it anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I have a pretty risque joke that I would tell. And the first time I went to go do it, I didn't even mean to do it that night, but I was working on it that morning because I came up with it while I was in my mirror, you know, holding my microphone, you know, doing it. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do this. I'm going to figure this one out later. Well, I lost track of where I was while I was on stage, and I just automatically started going into that joke. And like after like 3 words, I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing it, I guess. Oh, shit.
Roll with it.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Luckily, it did all right. But yeah, for it not being worked out. But I also think it's important, like when you're listening to your gut, you know, you all have, when your gut's trying to tell you something, you know that feeling, right? You're
Yeah.
talking about, it's
Yeah.
like an anxiety thing.
Yeah.
You got to be careful because sometimes that's just fear.
Yeah.
And when it's fear, man, like that's why I just try to, I'm going to do this and then just execute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then sometimes your gut will be like, all right, that's just nerves. Play it off.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily like, oh, when should I go up? When should I go up? When should I do this? When should I do that? Just, all right, you've done it. You're here because you practiced enough to do it. You put in the time. Just go up there and do it.
Right.
It's ready.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's your intuition right there telling you you're ready to do it, man.
Yeah.
Kev, what about you, man? Like, I know we all do it as comics. You know, we always get into these situations where we shouldn't, right? But you were in the military.
I was.
So like you had a little bit of more discipline. Do you ever find yourself saying like, man, I really want to do this, but it's illegal or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I want to I want to fuck people up all the time.
I knew I was gonna go there.
But that's also, that's not good. Things that took place over there will land me in jail or prison or just make me feel like shit. It's not worth it. Like road rage or stuff like that. Like, all right, like that's one thing that's a real gut check for myself is road rage. And it's wild here in Arizona. But I've come a long way, so I'm just like, hey, obviously that person's just in a bigger hurry than me. And my instant reaction is like chase him down, flip him, fuck you. Like, what's up, motherfucker? Get out of the car. But I've been in a hurry too, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so my gut now, it checks me, like, yo, really? Like, is that where I want to go?
Yeah.
No, it's not, because I don't need to. Like, I know for a fact I've cut people off in my life, and it wasn't them on purpose. I was just in a hurry.
Yeah.
And you're moving slow. And the guy there, so I cut you off because I got to go.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal. And so that's my gut. So, like you said, is it fear? Hell no. Is it violence? Yes. Is it rage? Yes. But, like you said, sit with it. Accept it for what it is and push through, like Adam had said, just get up there and run through it, just like getting on that stage, man.
Yeah.
Everybody says, how do you get on stage? And if people have watched my sets, I always run through. Now, not with the speed of like breaching a door, but that's really what I go through, because when I come around that crowd, I just see it as a doorway, and I don't, not to say the crowd's enemies, but being a doorman or a point man, you don't know what's around the next corner, so that's the crowd. You don't know what they're going to laugh at. You hope, you hope, but there's the mic. Boom, engage your crowd. And
You're going in there blind and
boom,
confident.
Boom, boom, exactly,
Yep.
And praise to you. If your jokes hit, they hit. If you bomb, we bomb. But did you have a good time?
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a good time. So,
Dude, and you're not lying, man. Kev was on a show the other night, Trash or Treasure, Treasure or Trash.
Yeah. Shout out Stefan and Lamar.
Yeah,
Great
man.
Show out there.
So he wasn't lying. He actually runs on stage. I thought maybe, he was just, he didn't know he was up yet, but nah. He does it on purpose. He waits way back, and he just likes to run up and just stare people down. It was awesome, dude. But talk about intuition. That show, have you heard about that show? Trash or Treasure?
Yeah, I was on the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't do too well, man. I got trash for almond milk, and I couldn't convince the crowd that almond milk sucks.
Right.
Which is weird because it totally does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you're an almond milk fan. My
I'm
bad.
almond milk guy, bro. Well, actually, I'm a breast milk guy.
Yeah, there
we
you
won't
go.
talk about that now. Could you just imagine if that was just in your local grocery freezer?
Her name happens to be Almond, but,
She works on Saturdays, Thursdays, and Mondays.
Yeah, no, that show, dude. So it's called Trash and Treasure, and they give you scenarios or words even, and then you're supposed to come up with them and convince the audience that if it's trash or if it's treasure. I think somebody had. Well, you
get your own. So how they do it is,
Yeah.
Adam, and you can vouch for this unless they switched it up a little bit, but they text all the comics, and you get to pick one trash and one treasure for our liking. And mine was Kool-Aid. I wish I messed up on my own bad because I gave them two trashes. I said so my first treasure was Kool-Aid. I love Kool-Aid. I don't care how much money I get. You will always find Kool-Aid in my house.
Yep.
And Spam. So my trash was people who hate Spam or Crystal Light. And they went with Crystal Light.
Yep.
So, hey, it's all good, though. I had a fun time. Is that how they did it when you were there, Adam?
No, when I first did it, we had to come up with our own trash and treasure, like
Right.
when they're introducing us,
Same.
and then we would get a random topic thrown up behind
Same.
us. Oh, okay, so
Yeah,
it is the
same
same.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I liked the first part because my trash was dudes wearing rompers. Cause that, bro, it's a thing now, dude. I see
Yeah,
guys
man.
wearing rompers. What happened? When did this all happen? Like, man,
Well,
in
skinny
high
jeans.
school,
Baggy jeans?
if I dressed like these dudes now, I'd have got my ass beat.
Yeah, they're called the Air
got
Force,
They
by
got
the way.
the flamingos and shit on. They're
Times
wearing
have changed.
rompers.
Yeah.
Man,
Times have changed.
I feel old now, bro.
Yeah.
It's like back in my day.
I think our next week or our next guest after this show, I won't say just in case they cancel or whatever. We don't know how that works, so I won't say their name. But they posted something today, and it was just a little meme, but it said, dudes in the 90s, baggy jeans, holes, and then girls wore skinny jeans and cut belt loops and whatnot. And then it said, men and women today, and it was just the change of the pants.
It just flipped.
And I don't know why, but I laughed. I damn near threw my phone because I couldn't. I laughed so hard. I was
It's so true,
but,
man.
it is what it is.
It's going to be out of control pretty soon. Right. Dudes are going to be wearing those low-rise jeans,
spandex,
showing the dick root.
Well, if you remember back in the day, some of the dudes wore back in the late 90s, maybe late 80s. I might be aging myself. That's okay. I don't care. You watch TV too. You can Hulu this shit.
Hulu.
They had the dudes were even rocking Daisy Dukes, but with the pockets. You'd see the pant pockets. And I would see that shit and I would laugh so hard. And I was young at that time too. I had all kinds of dudes like, man, I'll kick your little ass. I was like, I don't care. You still be wearing those.
Was that in Arizona?
That was in Utah, man, and in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, I remember that. Like always when we go fishing, it was a bunch
Oklahoma makes sense.
Man, so that was weird.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Damn.
So they gave him his word that he didn't plan anything for was the Arizona Heat, which he loves, man. I mean, he loves Arizona. He's been here for a long time, and it was supposed to be trash, and he came up with something about raining dicks. And it just
raining dicks.
Well, because that's like a saying, like we say that in the military, whatever. A good day is raining the opposite, the vag, right? You go outside, like you're like, oh, it's a great day, and you're like, fuck yeah. It's just a bad day, but the competition ran with it. She said, damn, I was happy as hell. He said, raining dicks outside. I'm on there. I think every woman in the crowd is on it. And I said, damn. And so she just took it and ran. And so she got the, we were both good. We both did hella good. Props to her too.
Yeah, but she did take it.
She played off that so fast.
That's
and
good.
I was sitting down and said, damn. I knew right then. I was like, it's over.
Yeah,
I knew it.
I do have something that she should have added. She should have added that. She runs outside with her mouth open and just catches one in her mouth.
I would have said bitches would be doing handstands in the streets.
I'm making a clip. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for the Jiggity Joke session.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
We've got 3 comedians in the house. Count them again. 1, 2, 3.
Boom.
We're going to get this Jiggity Joke session started. Adam, since you are our special guest, sir, you get to go first.
Please,
all right.
Please. Hopefully this guest can read.
English was my second language. Having a job is great, but having so many meetings is annoying because they're pointless and they just waste time. They might as well have a morning jerk-off meeting where the first to come gets the day off. And you have to stare at them. You have to stare at each other while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Good
nice.
job. Job well done.
All right. Does that fit anywhere in your life right now? No?
Nah, man. Like every time I'm in Zoom meetings, I turn that fucking camera off. I'm in my chonies, dog.
You
Fuck
sometimes
that camera.
on purpose leave
Turn
it on,
it
though.
on.
You're like, oh, let me go get a drink.
Yeah. Gotta let them know. Gotta let them
Yeah,
know.
they're like, uh-oh, Adam's here again.
All
Don't mind
right.
him.
Kev, it is your turn,
All right.
sir.
And now for the guests that can't read. They don't teach us that in the Marine Corps.
Don't need to
A
read.
little recruiting tool there. Yo! Shit, I messed up.
Oh,
You the bomb! No. You the bomb. A kind gesture in America. An argument in the Middle East. Big fan.
nice.
That's funny.
Nice.
It's so awesome that you got that one.
That's totally true. That's totally true, man. Good one. Good one. That would fit. That
good
fits
shit.
perfect with
That's
you on that
hilarious.
one.
That's funny.
All right, my
I
turn.
really wish that I wrote that. That's funny.
All right. My partner who suffers from OCPD heard the term anal fixation. which is said to be the time when an infant's attention moves from oral stimulation to anal stimulation. Once my partner heard that, the following was said: "Fuck that baby. And baby, sign me up. I love my salad toss." Nice.
That sounds very wrong, but yet so right.
But so true.
I don't know.
Yep.
You missed the spot.
Guess it's up to me.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Adam, you are up.
The difference between Oreo cookies and mulattoes. One of them has a choice. The other one can be separated.
Nice. Good job,
damn.
man. He can read.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't taste the chocolate cookie away from the white cream filling, you know?
Dude, I'm fat, bro. I get two Oreos at a time, dunk it in milk. There's no separation.
Oh,
we gotta
man.
go
I
in
gotta
on
try
this.
too.
I gotta go in on this. 'Cause I'm an Oreo fan myself. Do you do the stuffed ones or the thin ones or just the OGs?
Okay, I got a cool story
Because
about
there's
the.
mint ones too now.
So, I just like the OG ones.
Okay.
Preference. But recently I went on a diet, man, and my girl like went shopping and shit, and she brought home Oreo Thins, and she's like, "Baby, they're healthier." And turns out they're not healthier if you still eat the whole box.
Right, it weighs the same. You eat just as many.
It doesn't weigh the same, but it gives you room for the second box that she bought because I'm gonna get in there and do at least a line.
The
Yeah.
center row first, then I move to the left every time. The same thing. I'm like, damn.
Oreos are the only acceptable line to do in public. Thank you. You're welcome, kids.
Nice. Take that
You're
to
welcome.
the bank, people.
Right. And they're vegan.
Are they really? Oh, okay.
They're not.
Vegans don't eat cookies.
Or else they'd have some energy.
Yeah.
All right, Kev, you are up, sir.
Gas prices are so high. Afro Man is finally singing a different tune.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right. My turn. Oh, man. I dropped my baby yesterday, and today I dropped my cell phone. Thank God my phone still works. Jeez. This was a harsh
Fuck
one
them kids.
today. Nice. Nice. All right.
That was a good one, bro. That was a good one.
Adam, you are up, sir.
All right, this one's a bit of a long one. Here we go. Paying for crappy internet services is just as annoying as paying for a war you don't support. A barrel of oil costs close to $100 per barrel, while Cox is making me pay $140. I hate war because it's a waste of life and money. But when I don't have my Wi-Fi, or I'm streaming, or my streaming is just a little bit slow, I'm gonna nuke the fuck out of these companies.
That's true. Fuck Cox. Dicks. All right, Kev, you are up, sir.
Bam, 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 bam.
Rolling
3.
through these.
Let's go. Look at my luscious hair. I know y'all jealous. Look at it again. Yeah.
Nice hair, Kev.
HR. Hair has rights. That's what the fuck that stands for. HR told me I'm no longer allowed to make up nicknames for my coworkers. I hope Assface Andy is fucking happy now.
Fuck yeah, dude. Love that.
Ass face
How's that
Andy.
for a fucking name?
Huh?
Assface?
He probably had a butt chin.
Fuck you, Andy. You ass face.
You probably wear your pants on your fucking forehead, don't you?
Dick. You're probably an asshole. You probably smell like shit, too.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth. Is it my turn? It's my
your
turn.
turn.
It is my turn. All right. Last one for me. What do you call a vato that has one leg longer than the other? Not even, fool.
Hell yeah.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
That was good.
Get him, Chucky.
That was
Oh,
good.
shit.
That was good. All right, Adam, you are up, sir.
As Don Dario already said, you may hear me called the Meaty Stallion. I got to give credit where credit is due. My girlfriend actually gave me that name. It's a nickname she gave me when we first ever had sex, and I was feeling real proud about myself afterwards, bragging to all my boys and shit like, yeah, meaty word count. She called me the Meaty Stallion. And then like 4 months into this relationship, I realized it was like her secretly backhanded way of just calling me a fat ass. Yeah. Fucked up. She also nicknamed my penis once, man. She calls it the iceberg.
What?
Yeah, dude. And she says it like that, too. She says, iceberg. Baby, you gonna come give me some of that iceberg? And it's so confusing, dude. It's so confusing. Because, like, first off, what penis looks like an iceberg? Like,
Right.
let's be real. But then, like, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, I know why she calls me the iceberg. Because, like, on Titanic, I'd be wrecking them walls. Yeah. No, not really. No. Turns out the reason why she calls me the iceberg, because this bitch watches way too much National Geographic. She said she calls it the iceberg because much like a real iceberg, upwards of like 75% can be located beneath the surface of the ocean. I said, baby, I don't have an ocean. She said, you got a fupa.
Oh, nice. Yeah. We thank you for all your support here at the Dumb Podcast. Now, we want to hear from you. So if you have any jokes you want to hear on air, send them to us, and we'll make sure you're on the next episode. Also, if you just like to say hi or give us your feedback, we'd love to hear it. You can reach us by email at thedumpodcast@gmail.com. That's TheDumpodcast@gmail.com. Or by phone at 602-935-7307. You've got 3 minutes. Now let's hear it. This episode is brought to you by Aguila's Hidaway Lighthouse. It is an American pub and grub where the drinks are offered in a low-key hangout environment with sports on all the TVs, pool tables, karaoke, and comedy performances. Y'all got to check this place out, man.
Yeah.
Aguila's Hidaway Lighthouse. It is on the corner of El Mirage and Indian School Road in Avondale, Arizona. That's awesome, dude. Well, thank you for being here today,
Yes.
Adam. Thanks for
for having
adding
me.
to the
Thank
funny,
you,
man.
man.
Do you have any shows, websites, or social media handles that you want to put
Yeah,
out
you
there
can
right
follow
now?
me on Instagram at The Adam Comedy, Facebook, Adam Hadlock. I'll get a page going here eventually, whatever. But if you guys want to come out and see me, April 1st, April Fools. April Fools, I'm at the Horny Toad. I am hosting an all-female lineup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if Jesse knows that I'm a dude, but I ain't gonna tell him. I get it. I got titties and shit. So
Well, you
like,
got the fupa.
you know, whatever. Yeah, and I got a fupa.
Fupa,
And
huh?
then on the 12th of April, I'll be at the House of Comedy for the funniest person with the day job. And then we go into May at Stir Crazy Comedy Club.
Damn.
I'll be there May 12th. And then on the 20th of May, I will be at the Horny Toad once again, hosting another dirty, filthy show. If you get offended, don't come, please.
That's right. Stay your ass home.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being
dope,
here,
man.
dude.
Appreciate
Awesome.
y'all.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching.
Yo.
Remember to stay safe and have fun in life, folks.
Yeah.
And remember, live to laugh or laugh to live, because without laughter, what's the point?
True.
Let's go.
Peace.
Peace.